Hi folks, just here in the garden on this beautiful sunny November day. We've been having a pretty warm fall, but we've also had a few frosts and we've had a few pretty chilly days. And despite the chilly days, I want to point out that here in the garden we still have calendula really thriving. Behind it we have rosemary that is also thriving, and we also down here we have this new plant, a fall shoot of evening primrose coming up, also thriving. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the plants that thrive in the cooler months when it's not freezing but it's pretty cold, and a lot of other stuff, your basil and such, your tomatoes, a lot of other plants have died back that you've planted, and a lot of the wild ones too we have no longer, but some of these ones really just hang on. And that's an interesting thing to think about, because the plants that have the ability, the resilience to manage in the cold weather are going to give us some of that resilience as well. And so calendula and rosemary are really no exception. Calendula is a really important immune supportive herb. It's a wonderful lymphatic, and we use the flowers as medicine, and also kind of add them to our foods. So it'll help to cleanse your lymph system, especially through your gut, but throughout your whole system. And it will warm your system nice and gently from the inside, which stimulates more circulation, more movement of white blood cells, immune cells throughout your system. So it helps to give you more warmth, more resilience, more vitality, and kind of being cleaner with clearer lymph nodes. So freeing up your immune system to respond to anything that it needs to respond to when you need it in the winter, when it's cold and we're more susceptible to cold and microbes and illness and such. So calendula has traditionally been cooked into soups in order to do that. When you dry the flowers, the orange petals are kind of like saffron, and they can also be sprinkled onto salads or other dishes for beauty and to give some of their medicine that way. And the calendula, as well as the rosemary, are good additions to a fire cider, where you put various warming and immune supportive herbs into apple cider vinegar and let them steep for about a month. And then the vinegar takes on all their properties, and you can take a shot of that or add it to your dressings or sauces or whatever in the winter when you feel like you're getting sick. And that's a really helpful way to give your immune system a boost. And so, like in fire cider, people put ginger, garlic, onions, horseradish, maybe cayenne peppers, but you can also put some of these milder and different flavorful for herbs like rosemary, which will warm the system. It has lots of antimicrobial properties, and it's a wonderful circulatory stimulant, so it'll get your circulation going and again move all your white blood cells through your body so your immune system is more active. And the calendula, which I already had mentioned. So all both really helpful additions to a fire cider or to your regular winter meals. And then the evening primrose is very cold hardy. This is a wild one. Comes up in the early spring, and then this is already seeded from this year's plants, and so in the spring of next year this one will be up again. This is a fall plant that is really actually next year's newly seeded spring plant. And the roots and the leaves of evening primrose are edible at this time of year and in the early spring, so it provides a lot of good sustenance still from the land when there's a lot of other stuff that isn't available. And so it's another one to consider. So just celebrating some of these fall, cold weather, thriving plants of November, and I hope there's some helpful information for you. Blessings on this beautiful day.